Good morning everybody. Today in our audio video class we will try to learn sets. Okay, what is sets? A well-defined collection of object is called a set. Now you will try to learn, you will ask me, sir, what is well-defined collection? Okay, now look, here it is. A collection of object is said to be well-defined. A collection of object is said to be well-defined if it is possible to tell beyond doubt whether a particular given object belongs to the given collection or not. We will learn it later. Okay, it will be clear. Should not be afraid of it. Okay, very easily we will clear it, no problem. Then what is set? A well-defined collection of object is called set. Now the object in a set are called the members or elements or points. Look here. Let A be the collection of all prime numbers between 50 and 70. Then how will you write this one? Here 53 belongs to A. This symbol epsilon is known, stands for belongs to. Then 53, look, how will I let A be the collection of all prime numbers between 50 to 70. 50 and 70, between 50 and 70. Then how will I write this one? A with brushes, okay, with brush, 53, 59, 61, 67. Did you understand this one? We usually denote, look here, we are going a little bit up, we usually denote sets by capital letter A, B, C, D, E, etc. and their elements by small letters, and their elements by small letters like small a, small b, small c, small x, small y, small z, etc. If x is elements of set A, we write x epsilon A, which means that x belongs to A. Look here, what does it say? A be the collection of all prime numbers between 50 and 70. Look, there is no doubt what are the numbers, what are the prime numbers between 50 and 70. In our natural number system, we know what is prime number. Now we will count the prime number between 50 and 70. That will be 53, 59, 61 and 60. These four numbers are elements of set A. Did you understand? These four numbers are the elements of set A. This is the one way to represent the set. We will learn it later how to represent set and another way. Okay, look. Okay, here is one more example. Be the collection of all integers between -20 and -14. -20 and -14, look, there will be -19, -18, -17, -16, -15. All are these are elements of set B. Okay, understood? Now let's move next page, page number 82. Okay, look, how to describe a set. We can describe a set as roster method, description method and set builder form. Okay, roster method or tabular form, description method, rule method or set builder form. Here we have learned it in class 6. Okay, a tabular form or roster method very easy. Set builder form, it will make little bit disturbance for you. Okay, but we will try to learn, no problem. We will ultimately learn it, no problem. Roster method, what is this? How will you write this one? Under this method we just make a list of the members of the set and put them within braces. Look, the order in which the elements of a set are listed is immaterial. Okay, that means 1, 2, 3, order is 1, 2, 3, you may write 2, 1, 3, you may write 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, does not matter. Now more important, every repeated elements in a set is taken only once. That means in a set you will not repeat the elements. Okay, you will not repeat the elements. Let A be the set of all factors 30. Then we write A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15, 30. Okay, this one is tabular form or roster form. Now let us come set builder form. In set builder form, we list the properties satisfied by each elements of the set. Okay, look, X is elements of set such that X has properties of P. Okay, look here. Here I come, page number 83. Page number 83 is here. Now, X is elements of set A such that X is prime number and X 10 less than X less than 30. Okay, let A equals to 11, 13, 17, 19, 23 and 29. It is written in tabular form or roster form. Clearly, A is the set of all prime number between 10 and 30. In set builder form, how will you write this one? A is a set of X such that X is a prime number and X belongs to 10 and 30. That means 10 less than X less than 30. Let one more example. Let B equals to -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Then B is a set of all integers between -5 and 5. In set builder form, we write it as B is a set of X such that X is an integer and X belongs to -5 and only 5. That means X is between -5 and 5. That means -5 less than X less than 5. That means X is greater than -5 and X is less than 5. Understood? Now we'll try to learn types of sets. Types of set. What is, how many types of sets are there? Finite set, infinite set. Let us learn what is finite set. A set in which the process of counting of elements surely comes to an end. Comes to an end. That means you can find the last number or last element in a set. Then you will call this is a finite set. It will be a finite set. Look, the set of all natural number less than 1000. Yes, you may count it. Okay, the set of all natural number less than 1000. But if you say the set of all natural number greater than 1000, the set of all natural numbers greater than 1000, you can't finish this one. You can't finish this one. That's why it is infinite set. That's why it is infinite set. But the set of all person on earth, the set of all trees on earth, the set of all mountains in the world, you can find it and you can count it. Okay, you will find the total number of mountains in the world. You can count it. Okay, understood? But some things are there you can't finish with counting. Okay, the set of all the set of all concentric circles in a plane, the set of all points on the arc of a circle. It is impossible to count all the points on the arc of a circle. That's why it is called infinite set. And what is infinite set? A set which is not finite is called an infinite. That means they so simply they have finished it. Okay, so simply they have explained it, which is not finite. So we should learn what is finite. We should learn very carefully what is finite. Then I am reading it again. A set in which the process of counting of elements surely comes to an end. It will surely comes to an end. Okay, if you count the set of all trees on earth, you will come to an end. Okay, you will the process of counting all the trees on the earth will come to an end. It is sure. Did you understand? The set of all trees on earth, the process of counting of total number of trees on earth will comes to an end. It is sure. You can count it. Okay, total number of trees. But you can't count the set of all concentric circles, the set of all concentric circles in a plane, the set of all natural numbers, the set of all natural numbers greater than 1000. You can't count it. You can't count it. Okay. Okay. Then next, what is it? Empty set or null set. Look here. It is empty set or null set. A set having no elements at all. A set having no elements at all is called an empty set. Read it again. A set having no elements at all is called an empty set. or null set or void set and we denote it as phi. Okay, we denote it as phi. This is a symbol, we will read it as phi. The roster method, we denote it by this symbol. Okay, it is a roster form. We have learned what is roster form, what is set builder form. Okay, understood? Singleton set. What is singleton set? A set counting only one element. A set counting only one element is called a singleton set. Okay, let us try to learn again what is empty set. A set having no elements. A set having no elements at all is called an empty set or null set, void set. Look here, if you look this one, X is element of a set such that X belongs to natural number and X is in between 2 and 3. X is in between 2 and 3. Is there any number? Is there any natural number which belongs between 2 and 3? No. Clearly there is no natural number. Clearly there is no natural number lying between 2 and 3. That's why it will be null set. We will write it as this symbol, by this symbol, phi. Understood? Okay. Equal set. What is equal set? Two sets A and B are said to be equal if every elements of A is in B and every elements of B is in A, and we write it as A equals to B. Understood? Look here, let A equals to -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 and B equals to B is a set of X such that X belongs to integers and X square less than 16. Then if X square less than 16, then means it will be -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Okay, then clearly A equals to B. And what is cardinal number of a set? What is cardinal number of a set? Very important this one. The number of distinct elements contained in a finite set. Look here, this is very important. Finite set contained in a finite set A is called its cardinal number. Look here, take an example. Let A equals to 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. How many elements is there? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Then 5 elements there. Then n A equals to 5. Look here. How many elements is there? 1, 2, 3, 6. 4 elements. Then nb equals to 4. Then again we should read it. The number of distinct element contained in a finite set A is called its cardinal number. Okay. And what is equivalent set? Two finite sets A and B are said to be equivalent. Two finite sets A and B are said to be equivalent if they have the same number of elements, and we write by this symbol A arrow B. Okay, that's whenever NA equals to NB, then we have say A equivalent B. Okay, whenever NA equals to NB, then we have A equivalent B. That means cardinal number is same. Cardinal number of different set are same. Then we will say this one A equivalent B. Understood? There is some problem. Equivalence, and what is the difference between equal set and equivalent set? In equal set, number of elements and the elements will be same. Number of elements 4. Okay, and the elements also are same. Then it will be equal set. Okay, if the number of elements and the elements are same, then it is equal set. But equivalent set, only the number of sets are equal. Only the number of sets are equal. No need to the elements should be equal. Okay, there is no necessity that the element also should be same. No, number of elements should be same in equivalent sets. Okay, look here. In set A, E, I, O, U, and in set B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number of elements 5. Number of elements 5. Then NA equals to 5, NB equals to 5. Then you will say this one equivalent set. But it is not equal. Look, the elements are A, E, I, U. Here is no A, E, I, U. But number of elements 5. Here also 5. They are equivalent, but they are not equal set. Understood? Look here, two equal sets are always equivalent. Look here, two equal sets are always equivalent, but two equivalent sets need not be equal. Two equal sets are always equivalent. Two equal sets are always equivalent, but two equivalent sets need not be equal. What is disjoint set? Very important this one, okay. Two sets having no element in common are known as disjoint sets. If there is no common element between two sets, then we will say these two sets are disjoint sets. Look here, 1, 3, 5, 7, here 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There is no common element. Look, 1, here is no 1. 3, in set B there is no 3. In set A 5, set B there is no 5. In set A there is 7, in set B there is no 7. There is no common element. Then we will say these two sets are disjoint sets. Okay. Overlapping sets. Two sets A and B are called overlapping sets if they have, look at, two sets A and B are called overlapping sets if they have at least one element common to them. Look here, A equals to 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That means elements 2 is common in both the set. Okay, that's why these two sets are overlapping set. And what is disjoint set? Two sets having no elements in common are known as disjoint sets, and two sets A and B are called overlapping set if they have at least one element common to them. Understood? Okay, for today it's enough. Next day we'll meet it again. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.